Alex, and Diane Phillips.
Yay!
I have to tell you,
And Mike Staples.
yeah, and Mike, of course. Well, I'm going to say something about my family being here, but my regular family is here as well. I consider the rest of this group here consultants, workers, everybody, safety people, no matter who. I consider them part of my family. So we're all part of my family, and I really appreciate having to be able to say that. Joan Roth and I have been out together looking at businesses that have been breaking the fog law with Rockland County, and we've changed a lot of them to be in compliance with the way we are, and that's part of the job. I just want to say one of the greatest pleasures that I have had was a 13-year period during my administration where we were able to lower the tax rate that people paid for sewer services. We did that for 13 years in a row. That was an accomplishment it's always in my mind, that we were able to do that. And I don't believe there's any of the agency in Rockland County that can say that they lowered their tax rate, let alone for 13 years, for any years. But understanding that time moves on, taxes have to go up in some places. As far as 1994, when we were petitioned by the town of Ramapo, by the villages of Hilburn, Sloatsburg, to help them get their failing septic system out of the environment. And that was a great thing for us to do in the sewer district. And I'm humbled by the amount of people that worked in the sewer district. Dedicated workers in a job that really does not get too much publicity. And there's a reason for that, of course, is that people flush it and forget it, and then, it's done.
Until it backs up.
Right. When I first became a sewer commissioner, back then I asked Charlie Stewart at the time if I could spend 3 weeks with him at the sewer district to learn everything there was to learn about, and I learned very little about that, but the 3 weeks gave me a chance to understand what was going on. Working with Rondello during that period of time as the executive director, we accomplished a lot. And I see my ex-secretary here, Virginia, who went through an awful lot of problems with me as far as the sewer district is concerned. I'd like to read something, if I may. You guys can sit down if you'd like to.
I wanted to say one word on Clarkstown. You want to try to do that before you read your?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yes.
But if I could ask John Maloney to come up, though, and Kevin from Clarkstown. John, why don't you come up for a minute?
And
Kevin, I just want to say on a personal note from Clarkstown, I mean, I've known Jules for many years before I became a sewer district member, but I have to say once I got there, he was every bit of a gentleman, and I could really tell he loved what he did. And that's not often you can say that in government. He really loved what he did. He kind of lived and breathed it. I don't know if you like the breathing part, but he lived it. And for me, it was a pleasure to work with him. And he was a good friend to Clarkstown because he talked about lowering the rates for 13 years. They probably went up once I got there because I would go to him and say, you know, we're doing a project in Congress, the Congress Trail, and there's a sewer line that's in the lake, and they tell us we got to move the line, and if you could pay for that, we could build the trail. He said, what did Diane say? I said, he said, I'll talk to her. And we got that done. And then we started this beautification on Main Street and found out that the sewer line, there was some kind of theory I had that perhaps we could do something together. And I said, we're doing this huge project and there's a sewer line and maybe there's a way that you could help us. And he said, what did Diane say? I said, well, you know, we did it. But we did it. And we're still, we're battle with our emergency. I don't even want to go there, but we did it, I guess. But all in all, it's been an honor, and as I said, working with you and Chris the town of Ramapo and Clarkstown. What a well-run district. Diane and everybody, Mike, what a great job. Always attentive, always trying to be helpful. And I really, very few complaints. People really feel that we're running a class operation. I don't even know all that you know, but thank God you were there to help with the projects and the grants. And it's been an honor to know you personally, but also in the job that we've done together. Now, before you speak, we have a tradition, because you are in Clarkstown, and anytime you're in Clarkstown and former Councilman Maloney is at an event, we always give him the microphone, because we want him to give you a couple of jokes so that you can know that you were at a very memorable evening. So you're going to take the mic, Councilman Maloney, and you're going to give us a couple of jokes before he does his finale. Councilman John Maloney. You got to have a couple of jokes for us.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here tonight. Hell, at my age, I'm happy to be anywhere. County Executive Day couldn't be here tonight. He told me he was spending time researching on sewer commissioners as to how much money they owed him. And he's working on that for the next few days. This man we honor tonight, this man is very unique. He's the only guy I know who went to Mexico, drank all the water, and came home constipated. I was down doing a funeral service at St. Anthony's Cemetery last week, and the guy from Higgins says, "How old are you?" When I told him, he says, "Hardly worthwhile going home, is it?" I was down in New York City last week. I'm waiting across the light at 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. And the guy standing next to me with a seeing-eye dog, he's got a beautiful suit on. Must be about $2,000 suit. While I'm standing there waiting for the light, the dog lifts up his foot and pees all over the guy's trousers. With that, the guy reaches into his pocket and gives the dog a biscuit. I said, "Excuse me," I said, "that dog just pissed all over your trousers. And you gave him a biscuit." He said, "I'm trying to find out where his head is so I can kick him in the ass." The guy, husband and wife, they're taking a shower. The wife finishes the shower, she comes downstairs because someone rang the doorbell. And it's her next door neighbor named Tom, and she's standing there with just a towel around her. And Tom says, "I got $800 in my hand, you drop that towel, I'll give you $800. So she thinks, she drops the towel, he looks out and gives you $800. So I said, "Who was that?" He said, "It's Tom, the next door neighbor." "Oh, did he bring you $800 he owes me?" I've said enough. I could go on more, but I don't like one more. I have one more.